only a couple weeks away from the premiere of season 7. Yeah. What can we expect from your characters in season 7? Of course, without giving any spoilers away.
Daddy first.
Well, last season we established some new situations where the families, Dr. Ventures inherited a lot of money from his late brother. They've moved to New York, and so that creates new opportunities. And the boys are also kind of growing up, or at least expanding in terms of their outlooks and lives. Dean's going to school, Hank's going to work, and Dr. Venture, I think, has a little more pep, a little more energy, a little more get up and go. He's getting a little more confident. He's getting some of the old cockiness back. And he comes close to actually succeeding a couple times this season in patenting some inventions. Ooh. Although, because he's Dr. Venture, he ends up being thwarted by himself. Yeah, himself, basically, and those around him.
What about
Well, despite the family's windfall, I think Dean deems it necessary to strike out on his own, go on his own vision quest, and discover who he is in his own context, outside of the compound, the tower, the dad, the bodyguard, and sometimes even the brother.
Oh, cool.
Though a venture brother, he's still a venture man.
I like it.
I really wanted it to sound more profound than it did, but
that's a kind of phrase that gets on TV. That's going to make the cut.
We can make it a hashtag.
Yeah.
hashtag venture man.
Yeah.
So, whether it's the first 6 seasons or this upcoming season, do you have a most memorable moment, or maybe a favorite scene, favorite episode?
I do have a lot. I go back to some of the earlier ones in terms of. I don't know why I just assumed you were asking about Dean's development, but overall, there are too many characters that I'm really into. For Dean's growth, I feel like some of his earlier foibles, to me, are the most entertaining. I love something that strikes me in contemporary media, and I think it's just starting to turn, is a sense of sort of snark, sarcasm, being over it. And Dean has always been so sincere and earnest that I think it is not only sweet, but in some ways necessary. I just got to work on a show for Amazon. It's really great. It's called Little Big Awesome, and it was about genuine enthusiasm and love, and to a point that it was even unhealthy. But to me, that's really sweet about Dean, and I think the world needs more voices like that. Even though he is silly in the end, I think the sweetness really matters, and that really is something that I hold dear.
Yeah.
I like that. It kind of balances.
Actually, related to that, there was a very notable moment a couple seasons ago where Dean and Dr. Venture were in a scrape, and Dr. Venture and Dean were sort of working together to get out of the scrape. And it was sort of, if not the first time they bonded, the first time we really saw sort of the full colors of their bond.
Work together well.
And and it had a kind of even a sort of an emotional life to it that was just a fun flavor. It was a tasty flavor for those characters, that I just enjoyed very much. And I remember that was a period where I was like, oh, these characters from season to season really are, if not growing, because they don't really learn lessons, but they're expanding. I'd say, in a sense, they're expanding, and we see more of their colors. Yeah. So that's been something that I've really enjoyed. And that particular moment, I remember, really landed for me for that reason.
Awesome. Well, guys, congratulations on season 7. Oh, it's such an adorable relationship that I love seeing. Love seeing it in person.
Whenever we kind of run into each other regularly
in the real world.
In the real world, like in LA and New York or whatever. And every time I see you, you call me Dad.
Yeah.
It's just
that chemistry, you need the chemistry on screen and off. Yeah. That's awesome. I love it.
Make you proud.
Yes,
well, guys, there you have it. We have James and Michael. Be sure to catch season 7 on Adult Swim of The Venture Brothers coming very soon. I'm Kambra Potter for That's My Entertainment. That's my entertainment. So what is yours?